6:46 on your Friday morning. We're taking a live look out at Capitol Hill as all eyes are on D.C. after the whistleblower report was released and is now being very closely analyzed. That complaint led to the impeachment inquiry now underway against President Trump and some very tense moments on Capitol Hill this week. But talk of impeachment has had an interesting impact on campaign cash. So let's connect the dots. It turns out the talk of impeachment is helping President Trump and others raise a whole lot of money. Let's connect the dots. Right after Nancy Pelosi announced she was supporting an impeachment inquiry into the president, a message went out from his campaign asking supporters to join the president's impeachment defense team. Within 3 hours, his campaign had collected $1 million. Within 24 hours, the Republican National Committee had raised $5 million. While most people would think talk of impeachment would be a crisis, political insiders on both sides of the aisle are seeing this as a great opportunity to raise some campaign cash. A company that processes most online Democratic donations said Tuesday was one of their biggest fundraising days in months. Political watchers say candidates are using this fight to tap into voter outrage and their wallets. And make sure to stick around for the Today Show right after Morning Rush. They're covering every angle with team coverage as this impeachment battle intensifies.